Alex's heroic journey. Alex, an 8-year-old boy, sits on his bed, staring up at a large Spider-Man poster on his wall. His room is covered in superhero action figures, comic books, and a red hoodie draped over his chair, his homemade Spidey suit. He dreams of one day becoming just like Spider-Man, swinging through the city and saving the day. Determined to be a hero, Alex jumps off his bed, striking a superhero pose. He practices web-slinging moves in the mirror, leaps from furniture to furniture, and even attempts a dramatic roll, only to land flat on his face. He laughs, knowing even Spider-Man had to practice. On his way to school, Alex notices a little girl struggling to reach her balloon stuck in a tree. He immediately jumps into action, climbing onto a park bench, stretching as far as he can. With one final reach, he grabs the string and hands it back to the girl. She smiles and says, "You're like Spider-Man." At recess, Alex sees his best friend, Leo, getting teased by some older kids. His heart pounds. He's nervous, but he remembers that heroes always stand up for others. Taking a deep breath, he walks up and says, "Hey, leave him alone." The bullies hesitate, then walk away. Leo smiles, grateful. Inspired by his bravery, Alex decides to train his body like a real hero. He does push-ups, attempts pull-ups on the monkey bars, and races his friends to see how fast he can run. He isn't the strongest or the fastest, but he keeps going, knowing Spider-Man never gives up. That evening, a big thunderstorm rolls in. Alex sits by his bedroom window, watching the rain pour. Suddenly, he hears a tiny meow. A kitten is stuck outside near a trash can. Without thinking, Alex throws on his hoodie and runs outside. The next day at school, Alex hears a loud crash in the hallway. A big stack of books has fallen from a teacher's cart, scattering everywhere. Without hesitation, Alex runs over to help. Soon, other kids join in, and together they clean up the mess in no time. The teacher smiles and says, "You've got a hero's heart, Alex." During lunch, Alex notices a new student sitting alone. He remembers how Spider-Man always looks out for people who feel left out. He grabs his lunch tray and sits next to the new kid, introducing himself. The kid, named Jake, smiles and says, "Thanks. I was feeling kinda nervous." One afternoon, Alex and his friends are playing with a soccer ball when it accidentally lands on the school's small rooftop. Everyone groans, but Alex sees it as another chance to be a hero. He carefully climbs up a low fence and stretches to grab the ball, while his friends cheer him on. One evening, Alex watches a Spider-Man cartoon where the hero faces his fears. That night, Alex thinks about his own fears, like being afraid of the dark. Instead of hiding under his covers, he takes a deep breath, turns off his nightlight, and whispers, "I can be brave like Spider-Man." It's Halloween, and Alex finally gets to dress up as Spider-Man. As he walks down the street with his friends, he sees a little kid trip and drop his candy bucket. Without thinking, Alex runs over, helps him up, and gathers his candy. "Thanks, Spidey," the kid says. Alex loves that Spider-Man is smart, so he works extra hard on his school's science fair project. When the big day comes, he presents a cool experiment about sticky surfaces, just like Spidey's webbing. His teacher is impressed and tells him, "You're thinking like a real scientist." One rainy day, Alex and his mom are walking home when he sees an older man struggling to carry groceries. Alex asks, "Need help?" The man smiles gratefully, and Alex carries a bag all the way to the man's doorstep. His mom tells him, that was a real superhero moment. That night, Alex adds a new drawing to his wall, himself as Spider-Man, swinging between buildings. He looks at it proudly and whispers, "One day, I'll be a real hero." Maybe not with superpowers, but with a kind heart.